Mario Tennis Fever is a great game. I don't care what other people say. But there's one thing about it that is just such a Nintendo thing to do, and all I ask is, someday I finally understand why they choose to do the things that they do. So I haven't really played and dug into a Mario sports game since Strikers on the Wii. But when I saw they were adding a ranked mode, I thought, okay, this is it. This is the Mario sports game. I'm gonna grind with my friends, and, well, we'll get to that disappointment. But first, I'm gonna go through the single player stuff, the towers, the tournaments, and then we'll get into the online side of things. Actually, I just lied to you. There's a second thing I can't stand about this game, the default controls. Why is A, then B, a downwards or sliding motion with your thumb, a lob, and then B to A, an upwards motion, a drop shot, just backwards button mapping. The motion your thumb makes does not match what your brain thinks the ball should do. It tripped me up a bunch of times before I got used to it, but the funny part is Nintendo clearly knows the right answer. In swing mode, the motions actually make sense. You swing up, you get a lob. You swing down, you get a drop shot. But in all seriousness, joking aside, you can change L, R, ZL, and ZR to lob, drop shot, cancel charge, or move your CPU partner up and back, so it's really not that big of a deal. But anyways, so like I mentioned earlier, I haven't played a Mario sports game in forever. I love Strikers on the Wii, and I've been praying for a Mario basketball game, but tennis will do for now. Ranked mode is what really sold me here. I wanted something I could jump into after work and grind online with a friend. First thing I did when I booted the game up was check ranked mode, and I'll explain why that was a mistake later. So I went into adventure mode right away. Game looks great, cutscenes, art style, overall presentation. It all feels really polished. It absolutely looks like a modern Mario sports game. But the actual adventure mode, it's short. You're looking at around 4 hours, and more than half of that is basically the Academy tutorial. If you're going to make the whole thing that short, the Academy section cannot be 2+ hours. That should be like 20 to 30 minutes to get you comfortable and then let you go off on your own. As it is, adventure mode feels more like one giant extended tutorial with some cool moments instead of like a proper story mode or adventure you can sink into. After that, I jumped into the Tower of Trials, and this is where the single player finally gets interesting. You've got 3 towers with a good mix of challenges, and when you clear them, you unlock around 100 individual extra challenges. Some of these are genuinely fun and force you to actually use the mechanics like your positioning, timing, shot selection, and I even enjoyed some of the gimmick ones too. With the towers, you can only lose 3 times as you climb, otherwise you have to start over, adding what I think is a fun level of stress. Then there's Mix It Up mode. It basically lets you replay special modes from the towers plus some extra variations. For me, this mostly turned into a grind to unlock characters and courts rather than something I wanted to play for its own sake. Then I tried the single player tournaments. First one was honestly really boring. I play Shy Guy, and because of his topspin buff, assuming I understand what it does correctly, you can just bully the CPU. After like 3 or 4 rallies, they just couldn't return the ball. And that even works in doubles, which makes those early cups feel like you're farming bots instead of playing an actual match. It does get better later. Once you hit the harder tournament, the Star Cup, the game finally wakes up. I had a singles final where it went to tiebreaker and we were stuck at deuce for literally 10 straight possessions. That was the first time the game really made me lock in, and it was easily my favorite single player moment of the game. So if you do the first tournament and think, wow, this is brain dead, it does improve, it just takes a bit to get there. Now, for the main reason I bought this game. Online. The good news is the actual performance is great. My matches were basically lagless. I'm not sure if it's rollback netcode or not, but when you're just playing tennis online, it feels amazing. My first match I played without Fever rackets and I got 7-0'd. I was just like, oh, I'm in for some shit. But then I basically 7-0'd my next 2 opponents. I tried all the modes, single, doubles, Fever, no Fever rackets, and I honestly think the most fun is doubles, no Fever rackets. I couldn't tell you why, but it's what I find most enjoyable. Now here's the bad news about ranked, and how I actually probably wouldn't have even got the game in the first place had I known this beforehand. You cannot queue ranked doubles with a friend at all. Ranked is solo only. So if you wanted to hop on every night and climb the ladder with a friend like I was planning to do, that just does not exist here. For a game selling ranked as a big feature, it's pretty disappointing. Now, it's not quite as bad as something like Dragon Drag X Drive, where you literally can't even join the same public lobby as a friend in an online-only game, but it's that same kind of energy, online systems that ignore a key way people actually want to play. So if you're buying Mario Tennis Fever specifically as a ranked doubles grind with a buddy, I honestly can't recommend it for that. As a solo online tennis game, it's great. Now, yes, you can play doubles online with a friend in public lobbies or have two people join a public lobby from a single console, but to me, that just doesn't hit the same as a duo queue ranked experience would. So where does that leave Mario Tennis Fever? The core tennis is really good, I think. The visuals are great, it feels satisfying to play, the online connection is solid, and once you get into the harder tournaments and the better challenges, there's some genuinely fun gameplay here. But adventure mode is short and feels bloated with the tutorials. Early tournaments are too easy if you find a cheesy strategy. Some default controls are weird, and the one feature that could have made this a must-buy for me, ranked doubles with a friend, just isn't in the game. If you're mostly a single player person who likes challenges, you'll have a short but good time, I think. If you want a solid online tennis game to play solo, this absolutely delivers. But again, if your dream was grinding ranked with a friend, you're gonna walk away disappointed.